Thank you so much for inviting me. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be here to share my story. I will be 54 years young on Monday, so I'm excited for that. Every year is a blessing. I want to start off just by letting everybody know that I got paralyzed October 17th of 1984, the beginning of my junior year of high school. I just made varsity cheerleading, had a boyfriend for the first time in my life, was on top of the world for a 16-year-old, and we were driving home from studying for a test together. And we didn't wear seatbelts back then. I did not have my seatbelt on. He reached for something in my lap. He ran off the road, overcompensated, and the car flipped 3 times. And I ended up in the driver's seat with my feet stuck under the gas pedals, with my head laying on my shoulder, unable to move anything for about a month. And I am so lucky. I am blessed and grateful every day, because what I had to go through in rehabilitation, and back then you could be in rehabilitation. I was in rehabilitation 9 months. Today, if you get paralyzed, you are lucky to be in there 3 months. And let me tell you, I had to wear a halo for 3 months, and I thought I was going to get up and walk again after I got this thing off. And it was not heavenly. It was just the opposite. So that's kind of how it started off. I went through intense rehab. I got my legs back some. I was able to get very independent. If it wasn't for my occupational and physical therapist, I would not be able to live alone and do the things I'm able to do on my own. And I'm blessed and grateful. I saw a lot of people that were a lot worse off than me, when I was 16. So when I have a crappy day, I know there's somebody worse off than me, and I need to pick it up, raise my vibration, smile and sing, So that's just a little bit, about me. I currently live alone. I've been divorced, and I was so grateful to come into LifeWave, because after I did get paralyzed, I was lucky enough to be invited to these conferences, these spinal cord injury panels, where I got to meet the world's leading spinal cord injury researchers. And all they did was talk about stem cells. I was even in a clinical trial for a drug called AP4, which did great things for me, but it wasn't so great for your body. So I got invited to speak at a big pharmaceutical company in New York called Accorda Therapeutics, and spoke to their scientific advisory board. I met even more people, even in Europe. And, there was a time when people thought that stem cells could not, once your stem cells were dead, they were gone, tough luck. I'm like a prime example, somebody with a spinal cord injury, because as soon as you get an injury, your body starts attacking itself, and it will attack your myelin sheath. So whatever initial damage you have, you get secondary damage. So so I know a lot about stem cells, and I was a little bit, skeptical. As Dr. Stacy talks about, they preach this stem cell, come on and get your stem cells put back in you and stuff. It costs a heck of a lot of money. And everybody that I've seen had it done did not get a lot of return. It was a lot of money, and it wasn't worth it, because they didn't really get as much back. So I was a little skeptical, and my friend Michelle Bielovitz, I had actually torn my rotator cuff, and I was in so much pain, and I live alone. I don't have a caregiver. I could barely get out of the bed, and I was darn near close to tears, and it takes a lot to make me cry. So I'm calling my friend Michelle, hey, can you come over to my house so I can get out of the bed safely? I don't want to fall. I'm in a lot of pain. And she said, yeah, I got my patches in. She had already told me about LifeWave. She goes, I got my patches in. So she came over and she patched my shoulder. And I was like, okay, Michelle. And we tried it out. And after a couple of minutes, I started feeling something. I felt cool, with the ice wave. And within 10 minutes, I could raise my arm again. And I was in shock. And the longer I wore the patch that day, the less pain I had and the better I felt. So since I have been using these patches, and when I went in, I went all in. I got X39. I got the Alavita skincare system, because who doesn't want to look a little younger, and have their skin looking so good? Also, people with spinal cord injuries, they have a lot of trouble with their skin, pressure sores, different things. You have to be very careful. So that's another reason I went in on the Alavita. So I believe that my 11s are a lot less noticeable now. I use the moisturizer. It's fabulous. Any ladies or men out there, it's really good. I think they should make a cleanser. Hint, hint, Dr. David Schmidt. I started wearing the patch, and I started listening to everybody's testimonials too. I'm one of these people that I always want to plug in to see what everybody else is feeling. And around 3 weeks in, because I knew that my pain was lessening, with my shoulder. I was feeling better, and I was a little happier and sleeping fantastic. Michelle came in and she goes, "You know what? Your feet aren't dark purple anymore. They're like hot pink purple," which is a big deal for me, because I will be sitting in this chair. My car accident anniversary, my 38-year car accident anniversary is October 17th. So my birthday is September 19th. My car accident was October 17th. It's barely a month there. And let me tell you, I celebrate my anniversary every year. So I can't believe that the color is coming back in my feet.